Hey, welcome to WCHS Today. My name is Aaron Reese. I am the host for the year. This is the first show, the first introduction in the beginning part of the new year, eh? All right. And we're trying something new this year. We've gone crazy. We have two co-hosts. To my immediate right, we have John Cox. And, yeah, John. And to his right, we have the illustrious Nathan Early. All right. Oh, it's going good. How are you guys doing there? Just fine. Enthusiastic, yes. Okay, well, like I said, my name is Aaron Reese, and first thing I'd like to start out with, I was walking down the hall, and a freshman came up to me, and he tugged on my shirt, and I turned around, looked down at him, and said, he asked a question. He said, Aaron, what is the most expensive thing in the world? Now, I didn't have an answer for him right then and there, and I felt really bad being an upperclassman and all that I didn't have an answer for him. So anyway, I went home and I did a little bit of research here, and I have an answer. I guess some years ago, what was then the Atomic Energy Commission held a special clearance sale on an element called californium-252, which they were letting go for a mere $1,000 per microgram, or about $350 billion a pound, just slightly higher than the price of sirloin. But wait, is this thing on? No. Anyway, that's anyway. Forget that one. All right, I guess let's get things started out right. We have a little bit of a top 10 here by Mike Fitzpatrick, the one and only. Come on up here, Mike. Hey, Mike.
This is kind of strange, shaking three people's hand coming on to the show.
Yeah, it's a whole new concept, eh? Yeah. How was your summer, Mike?
It was pretty good. Hey, look, the lava lamp's working.
Yeah, yes. This is whose lava lamp is this, by the way? Does anybody know? No, it's not. It's not Nate's. Nate's lava lamp is back here.
No, that's not Nate's lava lamp. That's the other one. That's Nate's.
That's Nate's.
We do have two lava lamps. Only one of them is working today. We have a guy pondering the lava lamp right over here. And well, anyway, you got a top 10 for us here?
Yes. How do you say it's a little top 10 list? It was almost 9, but I was able to come up with another one.
Oh, great.
This pertains to some of the changes that we've had from last year to the current show, and you know, for all you freshmen out here, since it's the first show that you've probably seen, unless of course you watch it in 8th grade, and that'd be pretty sad. Trust me, if you don't understand, it's very funny, so just laugh, okay? Okay, these are the top 10 reasons why this year's show will be better than last year's show. Number 10, no more bad coffee humor. Number 9, total and complete abandonment of the phrase decaffeinated pseudohalogenic compound cyanogen. Now that's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
Okay,
yeah.
Number 8, credits made by Industrial Light and Magic. You know, we saw them earlier in the show. They were pretty impressive.
AKA, they did Terminator 2.
Yeah, it cost like $3 billion per second or something.
$3 billion a second.
It was unbelievable.
We have a wonderful overhead this year.
Okay, number 7, little complimentary bags of honey roasted peanuts.
Is everybody got their honey roasted peanuts out there?
No.
Yeah, I've got.
Where are they?
Oh, I've ate them all.
Oh, okay, thanks.
That would explain it.
Number 6, if the audience cheers real loud, everyone will get a brand new car.
Yeah! Now what about the host and the co-host up here too? If we cheer real loud, do we get a car?
No, you've got a job. Okay, number 5, more powerful satellite hookup allows us to transmit all the way to Bloomington.
Hey.
Okay, number 4, no more pressure from Mr. Edwards to read his top 10 thoughts of the day list.
All right.
I read it, and I'm really glad I didn't do that. Okay, number 3, pyrotechnics. Do we have those coming up in the show?
Yeah, the lava lamp is going to explode later on.
All right. Okay, number 2, a limited edition Nathan Early action figure. And the number one reason why this year's show will be better than last year's show, 3 words, no more couch.
All right. Yes, that was Mike Fitzpatrick doing his one and only singular top 10. Well, now when I got to the set here today, I went and I sat down and I noticed a oh, I don't know what is this?
It is our TV club colony of sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys, huh?
Yeah. We just got them.
Huh.
There are several functions. This is a deluxe aquarium with several different functions to it.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a colony of sea monkeys before. How about you, John?
Well, if you can't see them, there's a light button to see them more clearly. It's the one with light.
Yeah,
light.
Wrong button.
I think. Oh, that's liquefy, isn't it?
We need more sea monkeys there.
We definitely need more sea monkeys.
Well,
I'm sorry about that.
hand me the glasses.
All right. Okay. Is this thing on? Well, I tell you, boy, that's wild stuff. I don't.
Put it back up there.
Now, what's the life expectancies of those little boogers anyway?
I don't know, but they're quite good. Actually, I think we should try this one on.
Yeah. Boy, last time I ever let you bring any of your pets on the show here. All right, well, this is terrible. Travesty. Oh boy. Well, now I think on that note, let's jump right into a little bit of a PSA.
Says that colon cancer is 90% curable if treated early. Maybe we should get a checkup.
Honey, I have more important things to worry about right now.
Hey, welcome back. I was informed.
Please, sir, can I have some more? Those sea monkeys are really great.
Boy, certainly.
Take it and leave, peasant.
Yeah, I was informed over the while the PSA was being played. Our floor director, Andrea Brown, came out and told me that that I should inform everybody that PSA stands for Public Service Announcement. There you go. We've all been enlightened, and the world is a better place. Yeah, well, anyway, hey, what are you doing over there?
This is a phone book, Aaron.
Oh yeah. What are you looking for?
Unlisted phone numbers right now.
Okay. You keep an eye on them over there, John.
So you look in the yellow pages for those.
Oh, this isn't a yellow page. It does.
Well, I guess it looks like next on the agenda we have a band report. Is there a band report out there? Oh,
Yeah!
Looks like Terry Gustin and Jen Whitaker. Jen Whitaker.
It came from the wrong end.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right. Chaos reigns in instead of WCHS Today. Okay. And has band been? How's band been doing this year?
It's going okay.
It's going okay. How's the competitions?
Well, the few that we've been to, we've won a few trophies. Not
Well, that's not so
nothing to
bad.
brag about, but
Is this band better than it was last year?
I do believe so. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
And I assume you're going to tell us about the whole
Yes.
band director thing
We
and.
have it all written up. It's
Well, great.
Yes.
Great.
okay. Go ahead.
You want me to go? Okay. We've had many requests for an update on Washington High Marching Panthers, so here it is. You may not know, but Mr. Hess retired last year, and now we have a new band director, Mr. Tomlin, who was a former host of WCHS Today.
Sat in that chair right there. Saw some slides of
Is
it.
that right in this chair, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
Mr. Tomlin has taken a completely different approach to marching band, but in many ways it seems to be for the better. The band has had to compete with the weather though all year. It started with band camp. Mr. Tallman said it rained more this year than in band camp during band camp than it had in all the past band camps combined, which is true because on Thursday, I think it was Thursday, we had to stay inside all day and try to keep 100 plus teenagers in line in a very congested band room for 13 hours is quite interesting.
Well, I figured out he forgot to do the Indian rain dance that Mr. Hess always used to do before band camp.
That was probably.
So that would explain all the
Yeah.
weird and bad weather.
Does that actually work? I haven't actually been able to try the Indian rain dance.
Well, it did for Mr. Hess, so
Yeah,
I
it
guess
did.
it does.
He actually did a rain dance.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Well, we survived that, but we didn't get all of our show learned. The music was sounding good, though.
Kind of.
As good as can be expected. Our first scheduled football game against Chicago Collins was canceled because of the teachers striking in Chicago. So everything we had practiced for that game wasn't put to use.
At the Canton Parade, we participated in our first competitive event. The auxiliary, better known as flags, won a trophy for being the best in our class, which is one of those two. And the drumline also received a trophy, which was quite
One of
a
those
surprise.
things.
Drumline, right here.
Yes. We finally got to play at a football game. Nothing out of the ordinary happened except for Mr. Prina kind of totally botched up Shostakovich and said something like to the effect like Sostakovich or something like that.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Common mistake.
And our first field event was speaking competition. We still there we hadn't learned all our show, but as I said, the show must go on, and it did. But the drum majors won a trophy at that little competition, receiving a perfect score. And our next public performance was homecoming because there was no rehearsals, only performances. So saying a public performance because every time we go out there, it's supposed to be a performance, which is another philosophy that Mr. Tallman uses that is quite different. So.
And don't forget the early is on time and on time is late.
On time is late, so you must be early all the time.
Must. Does he have like a predetermined earliness that one would have to be there?
Almost.
I don't really have
Sometimes. Oh well. Anyways, okay.
Those wild and crazy band people.
Friday afternoon, we marched in the homecoming parade, and then after the parade, for a total of audience of 5 people, maybe. On the way back, it was a very stimulating experience.
Playing for nobody.
Playing for nobody. Marching hills, yes.
On Saturday, there was a problem with clouds releasing water that day. Instead of going through the previous format, we walked casually at a fast pace onto the track, and only the brass instruments played. Yay! And the horn saved us because Mr. Tallman thought only the woodwinds had part in what is that? Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah.
But Dan pointed out that the horns do have that part, which is good. So the woodwinds stood out there with umbrellas over the brass instruments and sang, and now we know why they're in chorus. In band, not chorus. But if you're interested in seeing the marching Panthers that finally have their show learned, we learned it last night. It's all done. It's good. So we'll be performing at Limestone on Saturday for the Middle Illini competition.
Hey, great. That's Limestone Saturday for the Middle Illini competition. And,
Yeah.
A big round of applause. All right, moving right along here, we got, looks like next we've got John's Thing.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it says.
John's Thing.
What do we do with our sea monkey juice anyway?
We drank it.
It's gone, huh? Okay, somebody's got it back out there, over there in the crowd.
Well, if you watched the show last year, you would know who I am. But if you didn't, then you probably don't know who I am. So what I'm going to do right now, since the first show and everything, I'm just going to tell you a bit about myself and everything I've done so far in life. I was born on July 27, 1977, to a Jose and Margarita Velasquez. I immediately learned to walk and serve coffee, forcing my parents to donate me to a generous band of gypsies because of their feeling of intense inferiority. These gypsies eventually stumbled upon a young married couple, with 2 children already ruining their lives. This couple, who went by the names of Danny and Carol, saw me and remembered that their last coffee server had quit about a month ago. They also needed a droid who could speak Bocce, so needless to say, they hired me. I started out with good pay and some nice benefits, like a lot of chewing gum and a company car. And I remember I was only 4 years old at the time, so you know about the car. It wasn't that new. By the time I was 5, they treated me like their son. On my 6th birthday, I received a grant from the U.S. government. To this day, I have no idea what that grant was for. After the huge success of my book, I just sat back for a few years and lived lavishly. I sailed across the world a few times, searched the rainforest for lost tourists, and even rode on the subway. At age 8, I won the Nobel Prize for something. If you asked me what I won it for, I couldn't tell you. I really don't remember. Then with the prize money, I bought a small island. I think it was Australia. I'm not quite sure. I used to go there a lot, but then I lost it, and I don't know where it is now. The next year, I turned down an offer by Michael Jackson to be his manager and bookkeeper. I told him I couldn't because I'm not that kind of guy. When I was about 10 or 11, I was asked personally by former President Ronald Reagan to help him in some big Iran-Contra affair. He never told me why he wanted my help, but he did say something about my magic. After my brief dealings with the politics, I became the Godfather. It was only a one-time event. They needed someone to be Godfather for a week while the real Godfather was spending time at a health resort. Then I decided to testify against the entire family just because I thought it would be fun. It was, too. When they found out what I did, they immediately placed a bounty on my head. So I did what any courageous American would. I became an honorary card holder of the Witness Protection Agency. So right now I'm kind of hiding out, laying low for a while. Well, that's my life in a nutshell.
Hey, that's John Cox, everybody. John Cox. All right. Next, we have a little bit of a commercial prepared up for you. Maybe not. All right. Well, being that we don't have a commercial ready for you, then I guess we'll move right into another interesting phenomenon that happened to me a couple days ago. First of all, I have a little story for you. Perhaps the most famous case of spontaneous human combustion occurred in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mary Hardy Reeser, a 67-year-old widow, spontaneously combusted while sitting in her easy chair on July 1st, 1951. The next morning, her next-door neighbor tried the doorknob, found it hot to the touch, and went for help. She returned to find Mrs. Reeser, or what was left of her, in a blackened circle 4 feet in diameter. All that remained of the 175-pound woman and her chair was a few blackened seat springs, a section of her backbone, a shrunken skull the size of a baseball, and 1 foot encased in a black satin slipper, just beyond the 4-foot circle, plus about 10 pounds of ashes. The police report declared that Mrs. Reeser went up in smoke when her highly flammable rayon acetate nightgown caught fire, perhaps because of a dropped cigarette. But one medical observer declared that the 3,000-degree heat required to destroy the body should have destroyed the apartment as well. In fact, the body, no chemical accelerants incidentally were found. Just so you know, there have been like approximately 200 reports in the last 300 years of people just spontaneously combusting, bursting into flames, and nothing left of them but a pile of ash and some oily residue. Have you ever experienced anything like this, John?
No, but I'm sure it would hurt.
Yeah, it's really wild stuff. Check it out. No satisfactory explanation has been offered. Many have been alcoholics, and at one time it was thought that alcohol or its derivatives in the body were simply ignited. Well, of course, that was proven false. Some people thought that if you were pretty fat, that you'd just burst into flames one day. Well, that's you don't need to worry about that. At least nobody has associated it with UFOs, the spirit world, or Elvis, to say the least. Anyway, now are we ready for the Matt Manos thing? Let's get a commercial on here.
Attention farmers, have you ever walked into your barn and had all your livestock run away from you because you've had that squeaky clean scent? Have you ever gone to the feed store and have people not notice you? Well, if any of these terrible things have ever happened to you, then you need the new cologne for men, Animal Magnetism. That's right. With this new cologne, Animal Magnetism, your cow will be giving you big wet kisses and lots of milk in no time. And with Animal Magnetism with manure extract, the next time you go to the feed store, you'll be noticed. To smell like your farm fresh fertilizer, call 1-800-555-DUNG. That's right, 1-800-555-DUNG. Call now.
Hey, we're back. I guess without further ado, we have a PSA.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
Hey, welcome back. All right, that was another public service announcement, and I guess as the last little ditty on the show here, we have how should I put it? A little bit of retribution. I don't know what would be a good word for it. What do you guys think over there?
Revenge.
Revenge. Yes. I guess there was the alleged sacrilege was printed in the Advocate, the school newspaper. It was Mitch Coulter. He had a little bit to say about Elvis, and our one and only member of 4 years, Dan Doring, has a little bit of retribution. But we've also got Mitch here, so let's get both you guys up here.
All right, Mitch.
Hey. Hey, Dan. Well, Mitch.
Behind you there, Mitch.
Good luck. Last night.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have enough time for me to read the whole article, but basically to sum up what Mitch said, he basically talked about how he doesn't think that Elvis should be on a stamp. He thinks that we should use it for something more useful, something that we put to use like preservation of the rainforests and stuff like that. Sounds like a pretty sound idea to me. Dan, what do you have to say about that?
Wait. Okay, ready? Okay, start.
Who do you think should be on a stamp? I mean, if Elvis is like a big celebrity, like what other celebrities do you think should be on stamps?
I don't really think it should be celebrities. I think it should be like recycling, stuff like that. Things that people need to know about to help save the earth.
Got a point, Dan.
What about recycling Elvis?
I think in essence, what's going on is it is recycling Elvis. See, the guy is dead. He's been dead.
Well, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll see that. I guess
I'm not saying he's dead either.
it is recycling in a way, but nonetheless, Dan, I don't know. I don't know.
So, basically, what I want to know from you is like, do you think there's anybody worthy of being on a stamp, like a celebrity or anybody, other than like the Pope or somebody?
I don't really think that the stamp is worthy of people. I think it should be saved for animals or something else like that. I'm not really sure. Like information, not really people.
Well,
just kind of trying to revive an old rock star. I just don't think that's what it was intended for.
Well, people been on stamps a lot longer than like animals and stuff have, so I don't see why it should change now.
Yeah, and Mitch also brought up another interesting point, and I quote, he said, in Elvis's later years, he had a hard time coping with life, so he turned to drugs. He needed drugs to help wake him up, drugs to put him to sleep, drugs to give him energy to perform, and drugs to control his nerves and his appetite. All this started in 1973, and he died in 1977. Now, and Mitch continues, now is this the kind of model we want our children to see? That's an interesting point, too. What do you think, Mr. Dorn?
Just name one, like, celebrity role model that doesn't have personal problems in their life. There's probably none you can name.
What do you think, Mitch?
Can't think of any right now. Bill Cosby. I don't think he's having any problems.
In his early years, he was a pretty
Iglesias was,
racy comic. In his early years.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. But is that a personal problem?
Sure. Why not? What would you like? Would you like your kids to look up to somebody who sat in dirty nightclubs telling dirty jokes to a whole bunch of old men and women?
But is he on the stand?
No, because America hasn't seen fit to put him on the stand.
So why did they put Elvis on the stand?
Because America likes Elvis and they want him on the stand.
But he used drugs. That's glorifying a druggie.
Not necessarily.
That's putting an idol up for our children to look at.
Not if you looked at which Elvis the people picked to be on it, because they picked the younger Elvis instead of the older Elvis. They had a choice, and they picked the younger one when he didn't do any of that stuff.
Well, I thought he did.
Not in his younger years.
Wait a second. You're saying you want a black Elvis?
No.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Well, I'm not really sure. It's kind of a tough one.
Boy, tough call here. I'd have to say though that nonetheless Elvis is on the stamp, and that will continue to be so. I don't know as to whether or not that's the case. Hey, maybe they can make other stamps, huh? Maybe some other stamps. And who knows? And Dan, have you bought some of these stamps?
Oh yes.
You have like the whole. Is there just one particular stamp?
There's one Elvis stamp, and I have plenty of them.
You have plenty of them. Would you buy a book of them? And
I've went beyond that already.
do you send all your letters with the Elvis thing?
I used to, but not anymore. I probably have about 78 Elvis stamps.
78 Elvis.
78 Elvis stamps.
That's Overlick, I think.
That is Overlick. Hey, we have an Elvis stamp floating around in the crowd here. Let's see this here.
Make sure Mitch gets.
Hey, let's get a close up on this. No, I'm joking. You know.
The Elvis watch.
The Elvis watch.
And it has been canceled. It has been canceled.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Well, I don't think we have enough time left in the show to get zoomed in on this thing. Nonetheless, take my word for it. It is an Elvis stamp. Now, Dan, you said you have
the Elvis which.
The Elvis which watch?
Which watch?
Which watch?
Which watch?
Elvis.
And Mr. Early down there, are you an Elvis fan?
Well, I am until people start, saying that they liked his music. I respected Elvis for being a good old Caucasian American, but as far as music goes, no. But he's a great guy. Nice sideburns.
Okay, from the right wing, we have Elvis was a good Caucasian white guy. Basically, that's redundant, but
I have to admit that his later stuff really stank, but his early stuff was really good. So,
really good.
Really good
stuff.
Really good.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Well, nonetheless, he lives in the hearts of many, and certainly his stamp lives on. His stamp lives on, and well, I'll tell you, I think no better place to end it than on a good Elvis note. So. Dan, can you hit a good Elvis note for us?
No.
We're going to have Dan and Mitch here just wrestle down here on the floor after the show. So, if you want to come by and see him wrestle,
more power to him. Hey, that concludes the first show of WCHS Today. Live long and prosper, people. Retributing your position.